Risau. Ada letak dalam YouTube tak? Tak ada
Rakaman ni kami akan letak dalam YouTube.
Oh, ada rakaman. Oh, recorded rasa diperhatikan lah. Bahaya tu lah.
Ya.
Risau.
Masalah teknikal sebab masing-masing kena kuarantin. Saya kena kuarantin. Yang pengurusan semua kuarantin. Jadi terpaksa lah buat macam ni.
Faham.
Okey, saya mulakan majlis ya.
Boleh.
Okey, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okey, mohon perhatian bagi memastikan majlis kita berjalan dengan lancar, para hadirin diminta untuk memastikan mikrofon peranti anda berada dalam mood peraturan senyap. Zahmat anda amatlah dihargai. Baiklah. Tepak disedia bersirih pinang sirih dari Pulau Mutiara, pemanis kata selamat datang awal bismillah pembuka bicara. Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera pembuka kata lidah bicara. Izinkan kami mulakan acara. Semoga majlis disambut ceria. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam ukhuwah, salam satu Malaysia. Nama diberi Muhammad Nur Anas Azim bin Ahmad, merupakan ahli jawatan kuasa pembimbing rakan dinamik selaku pengurusi program anda pada hari yang berbahagia ini. Baiklah, majlis mengalu-alukan Yang Berhormat Hajah Rusilah binti Jais, Pengarah Kolej Matrikulasi Melaka, Yang Berusaha Encik Firdaus Zakaria, Ketua Seksyen Promosi Akademik Universiti Putra Malaysia, seterusnya ketua-ketua jabatan para kaunseling Kolej Matrikulasi Melaka serta para hadirin sekalian. Alhamdulillah, bersyukur kita kehadrat ilahi kerana dengan limpah dan kurnianya dapat kita bertemu di bawah satu matlamat iaitu Karnival Pendidikan Kerjaya Kolej Matrikulasi Melaka, dan bersama kita hari ini wakil daripada Universiti Putra Malaysia. Kita mengalu-alukan Encik Muhammad Firdaus Zakaria. Baiklah, bagi memberkati majlis kita yang berpenuh berbahagia ini, majlis bersama-sama menadah tangan mengaminkan bacaan doa yang akan dipimpin oleh saudara Izdihar Raimi bin Ibrahim. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan.
Boleh dengar ke?
Boleh.
Ila hadiatin Nabi Mustafa Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa alihi wa ashabihi kiramil Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Ya Karim Ya Wadud, sesungguhnya kami berhimpun pada hari ini bagi menyatakan kesyukuran di atas kurnia-Mu yang tidak ternilai. Jadikanlah kami hamba-hamba-Mu yang sentiasa bersyukur sama ada nikmat yang sedikit, lebih-lebih lagi nikmat yang menimpa kepada kami. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Engkau berkati dan rahmatilah perjalanan Majlis Karnival Pendidikan Kerjaya Kolej Matrikulasi Melaka tahun 2022 bersama Universiti Putra Malaysia pada hari ini. Sesungguhnya Engkau maha mengetahui bahawa kami di sini ingin menemui ilmu yang sangat luas bagi mengembangkan ilmu pengetahuan kami sebagai hamba-Mu yang Engkau redai. Justru berkati dan rahmatilah majlis kami ini. Sesungguhnya pada hari ini kami berkumpul kerana-Mu, Ya Allah. Kami berkumpul untuk menerima ilmu-Mu, bertukar pendapat, menyumbangkan buah fikiran, menghubungkan silaturahim dan memberi sokongan ke arah meningkatkan lagi prestasi kehidupan kami. Gunakanlah kepada kami ilmu-Mu, sinarilah hati-hati kami dengan cahaya dan hidayah-Mu. Semoga dengannya kami mudah menerima dan menghayati serta mengamalkannya. Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram, kurniakanlah jua kepada kami kesihatan anggota, kecergasan minda, ketenangan jiwa, kekuatan semangat. Semoga dengannya kami mudah mendepani cabaran, berdaya saing dan mampu mengangkat martabat diri, keluarga, masyarakat dan negara. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Taqabbalallahu minna.
Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin. Terima kasih saudara Izdihar Raimi di atas bacaan doa sebentar tadi. Untuk pengetahuan para hadirin, program hari ini adalah berlandaskan dua objektif utama kita, iaitu yang pertamanya memberikan pendedahan kepada para pelajar tentang program yang ditawarkan di Universiti Putra Malaysia, serta untuk memberikan panduan kepada para pelajar dalam memilih bidang yang diminati bersesuaian dengan syarat-syarat yang ditetapkan. Untuk pengetahuan pelajar, Universiti Putra Malaysia adalah salah satu universiti yang berada di ranking ke-143 di dunia berdasarkan QS World University Ranking yang dijalankan pada tahun 2022. Sekiranya terdapat persoalan, kemusykilan berkenaan Universiti Putra Malaysia, hadirin sekalian boleh type di ruangan chat untuk utarakan persoalan ataupun kemusykilan anda di akhir slot ini. Diharapkan para hadirin boleh memberikan tumpuan sepenuhnya supaya output yang diterima adalah lebih tepat dan benar. Baiklah, tanpa membuang masa lagi, majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan Encik Firdaus Zakaria untuk menyampaikan taklimat beliau. Majlis dengan sukacitanya mempersilakan.
Alright, terima kasih Anas, kursi majlis. Right, Assalamualaikum, selamat petang saya ucapkan kepada Yang Besar Puan Hajar Rusilah binti Jais, Pengarah Kolej Matematik Melaka, Puan Hajar Azaldin binti Bahrom, Ketua Unit Psikologi dan Kaunseling Kolej Matematik Melaka, seterusnya Saudara Anas, Saudara Izdihar, yang mengucapkan majlis pada malam ini. Adik pelajar yang hormati sekalian, alhamdulillah dapat kita berjumpa pada malam ini untuk saya berkongsi sedikit tentang UPM dan juga program-program yang ditawarkan oleh UPM di peringkat bachelor untuk adik pelajar semua. Baik, bersama saya pada malam ini adalah Puan Baizura. Kami berdua daripada seksyen promosi akademik Universiti Putra Malaysia. So Puan Baizura pun ada tulislah, she raise a hand over there. So ada sebarang persoalan boleh tanya terus dekat checkbox. Puan Baizura akan respon accordingly lah. Baik, sebelum saya mulakan pembentangan, saya rasa elok saya berkongsi dengan adik pelajar video corporate UPM dulu, so that you guys can have a glimpse of or somehow some kind of idea about what UPM is all about. Okay, alright. Alright. Anyway, dengar kan video saya tadi kan? Dengar tak? Anas, dengar tak video saya tadi? Dengar kan?
Dengar jelas.
Dengar.
Okay. Sebab kadang-kadang yalah technical kan. Alright, anyway. I will now share my presentation with all of you. Slide nampak kan? Kena tanya juga tu. Nampak kan slide?
Nampak je.
Alright.
Nampak.
Okay,
Nampak.
terima kasih. Thank you for the feedback. Anyway, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum sekali lagi. Terima kasih College Matematika Melaka atas peluang diberikan kepada UPM untuk kami berkongsi tentang Universiti Putra Malaysia itself dan juga program pengajian yang ditawarkan dekat Bachelor. So basically, I think the video speaks very well for UPM. Dan seperti adik-adik boleh lihat pada slide saya yang pertama ni, UPM, University of International Repute. Ini memang kita punya inspiration lah. We want to be a world leading university. And of course, bila bercakap tentang UPM ni, kami tidak lagi orang kata apa, kita telah elevate ourselves. We just don't want to produce students for Malaysian market. Kita di UPM, kita punya hasrat, kita punya ultimatum adalah untuk menghasilkan pelajar bagi pasaran global. So kita telah berubah. We have moved our target from producing students for local market. Kita dah kembangkan lagi. We want to go beyond. We want to produce our student for global market. We are preparing our student for global market. So adik-adik pelajar, when you are coming over to study in UPM, basically we are helping you. Okay, kita tengah bantu adik-adik, kita akan bantu adik pelajar untuk mendapat pekerjaan bukan sahaja di Malaysia, malahan juga di seluruh dunia insyaAllah. Alright. Let me share with everyone why UPM should be your university of choice, okay? So this is a little bit, not really, I think, alright, I'll go for this. Okay, paling penting sekali, antara perkara yang penting menjadi pertimbangan adik pelajar bila memilih universiti, saya percaya adalah lokasi. Okay, UPM, I believe, is one of the most strategic university in Malaysia when it comes to location. Okay, kita ada 2 kampus. Satu di Serdang, which is Putrajaya lah, senang di Putrajaya, dan satu lagi di Bintulu Sarawak. Alright, kita ada 2 kampus. Historically kita ada satu lagi kampus which was in Terengganu, Universiti Putra Malaysia kampus Terengganu, yang mana kampus tersebut telah dinaik taraf sebagai sebuah universiti dan sekarang ni bergelar Universiti Malaysia Terengganu lah. So UMT was UPM branch campuses in Terengganu. But now kita ada 2 lah, satu di Putrajaya di Serdang, satu lagi di Bintulu Sarawak. And then when we talk about our location, di Putrajaya, di Serdang ni, we are one of the nearest university to the airport, and one kita ni tengah-tengah antara Bandaraya Kuala Lumpur dan juga KLIA, which is really important for student, especially from Sabah and Sarawak, to know that we are one of the nearest university to the airport. Very convenient. Okay, kita tidak berada di tengah-tengah bandar Kuala Lumpur sangat, which makes kos tarikh hidup, makan murah sikit lah compared to KL. At the same time, we are well connected, okay, dengan Kuala Lumpur 25 minutes, KLIA pun 25 minutes, and we have so many ultra modern facilities surrounding our campus. We are well connected. Okay, UPM is the only university in Malaysia yang ada MRT station. UPM ada MRT station sendiri dalam UPM tu. Nama station tu pun UPM. Okay. And then we are surrounded by all these shopping malls. IOI City Mall pun sebelah pagar. Putrajaya pun 5 minutes away. Okay, so that what makes our campus in Serdang, in Putrajaya, is really popular among students. Not only Malaysian students but also international students. Yang keduanya di Sarawak ni, alright, kita ada few programs yang ditawarkan di Bintulu Sarawak. Bintulu is a oil and gas town. Okay, bandar ni lah, bandar petroleum. So all big companies macam Shell, BHP, Petronas are located in Bintulu Sarawak. So these are very advanced city, modern city, dan alhamdulillah student kita di Bintulu Sarawak pun menerima manfaat lah daripada berkembangnya bandar Bintulu tersebut. So you can see that our Bintulu campus is located next to Bintulu Golf, with all this Columbia Asia. Bintulu is a very advanced city. So that's why we are located over there. Okay, at the moment kita ada 2 campus. And then, I think this sentence describes UPM very well. Okay, is a large green campus set in well-connected ultra-modern strategic location. Okay, kalau ada pasal dalam video tadi kan, ada gambar sungai tu kan, at the early stage of the video tu, itu memang sungai betul. Sungai itu adalah dalam UPM, di hutan simpan milik UPM. So, for your guys information, untuk maklumat adik pelajar, okay, cantiknya ataupun orang kata apa, betapa bertuahnya UPM ni, satu location strategik. Yang keduanya, we are so green. At the moment, UPM merupakan universiti terhijau di Malaysia, nombor 3 terhijau di Asia, dan dalam kedudukan di ranking ke-28 universiti terhijau di dunia in one of the ranking, which is UI Green Metric World University Ranking. So, it's a combination of strategic location and our environment which is really green. This what makes our campus really beautiful, and kata apa, our students from Malaysia and all over the world are really enjoying their times in our campus. Okay, macam saya ada boleh tengok, okay. This our student lepak-lepak dekat depan kita punya students hall. Alright, bawah ni IOI City Mall. Kalau siapa yang duduk dekat area Putrajaya, Selangor ni tahulah. This is one of the latest shopping mall. Sebelah UPM, sebelah pagar UPM. So kita ada IOI City Mall, kita ada Mind Shopping Center, kita dekat dengan Alamanda. We are so close to so many ultra modern shopping malls. And then kita pun ada, macam saya cakap tadi, ada MRT station on our campus. So this what makes UPM very popular among student. Okay, location nombor satu, perkara yang paling adik pertimbangkan adalah lokasi UPM. It's well connected. Okay, betul-betul tepi highway. Kalau lu kat Highway Plus tu akan nampak UPM dari tepi highway. Siap ada exit, tulis UPM, Putra Malaysia. Alright, so this is our campus. Okay, bercakap tentang campus UPM ni, campus UPM di Serdang ni merupakan campus yang terbesar di Malaysia. When it comes to size of campus, universiti campus di Malaysia, campus kami di Serdang ni adalah campus terbesar. 3,000 hektar. Okay, it's really huge. Kita ada kawasan fakulti, kita ada kawasan kolej kediaman, kita ada padang golf, kita ada hutan simpan, kita ada ladang dan sebagainya. That's what makes our campus really huge. Okay, the largest. It's not only in Malaysia, but I believe in Asia. When it comes to the size of our campus in Serdang is the largest university campus in Asia. When it comes to a campus, university campus. Okay. Alright, I think I have talked a lot about location and the campus itself. Yang kedua, yang perkara saya nak highlightkan tentang UPM adalah dari segi reputasi UPM di peringkat global. Okay, adik-adik boleh tengok ranking UPM Okay, one of ranking ni kita nombor 10 dalam dunia in World Top 50 ada 50. Ini adalah ranking untuk universiti berumur 50 tahun ke bawah. So UPM berada kedudukan ke-10 di dunia dalam ranking tersebut. And of course nombor 1 di Malaysia. And these are some other rankings. I think this one is 2021. So yang 2022 Anas dah sebutkan tadi. So we are so popular. We are recognized worldwide, and we are well known worldwide for our ranking, for our reputation, right? And then not only for QS rankings, we are also highly ranked in other ranking as well. Ini yang saya sebutkan tadi. Okay, ke-28 di dunia. Okay, nombor 1 di Malaysia dan nombor 3 di Asia. And in Times Higher Education pun kita nombor ke-78 among emerging economies ranking. Okay, alright. So that shows how well we are recognized at the global level. Okay, maknanya kebanyakan pelajar memilih UPM because of our reputation and our ranking lah. Yang mana kita bukan saja leading university in Malaysia, but also at the global level. Perkara-perkara ini sangat penting untuk adik pelajar. Satu, memudahkan adik pelajar dapat kerja. Okay, because they know that you have graduated from a highly ranked university, bukan saja di Malaysia, tapi juga di seluruh dunia, insyaAllah. Alright. Ini adalah pembandingan ringkas lah, just to share with everyone. Pembandingan tentang kedudukan UPM jika nak dibandingkan dengan universiti utama lain di dunia. Alright, macam ada boleh tengok for a 50 years old, okay, UPM is a rapidly progressing university. Okay, walaupun baru berumur 50 tahun, kita telah outrank lot of universities, lot of top universities in the world, macam Lancaster, Vienna, York, Newcastle. So ranking UPM somehow better than all these universities. Okay, then the fact that kita punya yuran adalah hanya 1/5 daripada yuran-yuran yang being charged by all these universities, right? And because of this, we are getting a lot of international students coming to our universities. You know, for people with a reasonable mind, I mean, why should you go to a university that are ranked lower and charging you higher? You should go to a university that are ranked higher, okay, and charging you, you know, a very low tuition fee. And for this matter, at the moment, Alhamdulillah, UPM, we have the highest number of international students in Malaysia. Okay, kita ada lebih kurang 6,000, we have more than 6,000 international students coming from 80 countries, 6,000 pelajar antarabangsa dari 80 negara yang sedang menyambung pengajian di Universiti Putra Malaysia. Okay, mengambil kira antaranya adalah kedudukan UPM di peringkat dunia. Alright. Okay, ini yang saya sebutkan tadi. Alright, because of our ranking, because of our location, because I mean like we have so many things that you know manage to attract a lot of international students. Alhamdulillah at the moment, okay, ini adalah figure tahun lepas. Figure terkini UPM mempunyai lebih daripada 6,000 pelajar antarabangsa daripada 80 negara ya yang menyambung pengajian di UPM. So seperti yang saya maklumkan awal-awal presentation tadi, okay, UPM kita nak menghasilkan pelajar untuk global market, not only for Malaysia market but also global market. And this is kata apa one of the things that UPM managed to give benefits to our students, where UPM is a diverse gathering of students, is a melting pot. You know, students coming over from a lot of countries studying in one place. Okay, adik-adik pelajar akan more or less akan rasa macam belajar di overseas because of the dynamism, because of the environment that you have in UPM. Okay, adik-adik akan belajar, akan duduk sebelah Henry, akan duduk sebelah Wong, akan duduk sebelah Nakano, you know. Your classmates going to be from, students from all corners of the world. That will be very interesting. Dan perkara ini will be very important, okay, sebab environment di UPM is really culturally enriching, giving you more exposure, giving you more, orang kata, pendedahan dari segi budaya antarabangsa, dari segi kemahiran insaniah, you get more confidence to talk with, you know, people from overseas. So this is really important. Alright. Macam saya nak highlightkan tadi, I mean, UPM, we are providing a very dynamic environment where students from all corners of the world are here and learning together. Okay, so tak payah pergi overseas dah. We bring overseas to you here in UPM. So that is what makes UPM very special. Alright. And then the next factor why UPM should be your university of choice, kita bercakap UPM mempunyai we have world class faculty and staff. Okay, untuk pengetahuan pelajar, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, UPM at the moment merupakan universiti dengan peratus pensyarah berkelayakan PhD paling tinggi di Malaysia. Okay, 94% pensyarah di UPM berkelayakan PhD. And all these doctors and professors, they have graduated from all those top universities in the world like Cambridge, Oxford, MIT, and now teaching here in UPM. And I would say delivering the same amount of quality of what they earned last time overseas. Okay, adik-adik akan belajar dengan profesor-profesor yang merupakan leading experts in their area. You'll be working hand in hand dengan all these profesor terulung, okay, di Malaysia, which is, you know, really important for your development in terms of your of your knowledges and also your soft skill. And not only that, we are also having a big number of non-academic staff to help each and every one of you when it comes to your soft skill development, career development, your welfare dan sebagainya. Okay. So it is more than that. It is more than classroom in UPM. Okay, we try to make sure that our student will be, you know, fully equipped in order for them to survive not only in Malaysia but also also all over the world. Kita nak produce globally competitive students. That's why, I mean, with all these factor, okay, dari segi environment, dari segi quality pengajaran yang top notch, okay, world class top notch faculty and staff, kita yakin UPM mampu memberikan yang terbaik dalam usaha untuk melahirkan pelajar yang globally competitive. Alright. And then the next reason being UPM, you know, has become university of choice for a lot of students from all corners of the world adalah kita ada pelbagai bidang. Kita menawarkan pelbagai bidang di UPM. Okay, mungkin korang ingat all this while people are having this thought that UPM is only offering agriculture. No. We have everything under the sun. Kita ada 15 fakulti, 11 institute dan 2 sekolah. Okay, so we have everything under the sun except we don't offer law program, we don't have dentistry, kita tak ada, dan kita tak ada farmasi. Tapi walaupun kita tak tawarkan program undang-undang, subjek undang-undang tu merupakan subjek yang ditawarkan dalam program-program yang ditawarkan di UPM. Sebagai contoh, okay, dalam bachelor pentadbiran perniagaan, okay, dalam bachelor-bachelor yang berkaitan yang lain, kita law ni merupakan subjek yang diajar dalam program tersebut. Sebagai contoh, undang-undang komersial, undang-undang buruh, undang-undang keluarga dan sebagainya. So undang-undang tu is part and parcel of the program. It's not being offered as a program, tapi adalah merupakan subjek yang ditawarkan dalam program-program di UPM. Sama juga dentistry kita tak ada. Sama juga farmasi. We don't have pharmacy, but we have biomedic. Kami ada bioperubatan. Farmasi ni is a knowledge of prescribing, okay, prescribe ubat. Manakala untuk bioperubatan adalah ilmu pembuatan ubat, penghasilan ubat. So it's really big now when we talk about vaccine development. So UPM untuk pengetahuan adik pelajar semua merupakan leader in vaccine development di Malaysia. Kita tengah we are now working on development of Malaysia punya COVID-19 vaccine in UPM. Okay, kita going to be we are leading institution on that particular project. So saya maklumkan tadi kita untuk program bachelor ni kita ada lebih daripada 80 program, masters dan sebagainya ni. So maknanya you should have an idea that UPM is a multidisciplinary university. It's not only focusing on culture, but we have everything that you are looking for. Okay. And then perkara lain yang menjadi nilai tambah kepada UPM adalah lebih 40 program di UPM mempunyai akreditasi antarabangsa. So what the hell is it? Apakah international accreditation ni? Why we need this? Okay. International akreditasi antarabangsa ini akan memberikan nilai tambah kepada adik pelajar di mana adik pelajar nanti akan bergraduat daripada program-program yang bukan sahaja diiktiraf di seluruh dunia, malahan diiktiraf secara profesional di seluruh dunia. You guys can work professionally abroad, not only in Malaysia but all corners of the world with your degree from UPM. Okay, saya ulang balik. With all this international accreditation, okay, our student will be recognized professionally, globally, because they have graduated from a university that have this international accreditation, which is UPM lah. Sebagai contoh untuk pelajar-pelajar yang menyambung pengajian di UPM Business School, okay, our business school is the first in Malaysia, okay, the first in Malaysia to have this AACSB accreditation, which this accreditation will add value and our students from these faculties will be highly sought after by employers all over the world because they know that these students have graduated from a university that has AACSB accreditation. Okay, so pelajar-pelajar kita yang dah belajar yang lepasan business school UPM ni will be highly sought after, akan menjadi rebutan di seluruh dunia because of accreditation that they have. Okay, satu AACSB untuk business school, and then these are the rest of the program yang ada yang mempunyai international accreditation, antaranya kejuruteraan, okay, kita punya program environmental occupational health, biomedical science, pengajar alam sekitar, food science, food technology, kimia dan sebagainya. So all this accreditation really add value to our student. Macam saya ulat tadi, okay, pelajar-pelajar kita akan diiktiraf, okay, secara profesional di peringkat global because they have graduated from all these internationally accredited programs. Yang mana UPM mungkin UPM hanya merupakan salah satu yang universiti yang punya akreditasi tersebut di Malaysia. Alright. We have talked about location, we have talked about ranking, we have talked about quality pengajaran, we have talked about the environment that UPM provide to students. Okay, seterusnya yang saya nak highlight adalah tentang pendedahan antarabangsa yang diberikan oleh UPM kepada pelajar, yang mana pendedahan antarabangsa ni akan memberi nilai tambah dari segi pelajar punya resume dan sebagainya because the employer know that you have international experience. Okay, untuk pengetahuan dari pelajar sehingga tarikh ini ini figure last year, sehingga tarikh ini UPM mempunyai rakan 213 rakan kerjasama di seluruh dunia. Okay, 213 rakan universiti kerjasama di seluruh dunia, yang mana adik-adik pelajar insya-Allah berpeluang, okay, untuk mengikuti program pertukaran pelajar, mengikuti attachment di salah satu daripada 213 universiti tersebut. Okay, macam saya sendiri, alhamdulillah, ketika menyambung pengajian di peringkat bachelor di UPM hantar saya, okay, ke Jepun, okay, untuk mengikuti program pertukaran pelajar dan juga credit transfer. So I mean you can choose any of these 213 institutions. You can go to Germany, you can go to France, you can go to New Zealand. You can choose to which university you like to go, right? And then UPM akan bantu penempatan adik pelajar ke universiti tersebut. Okay, this really perkara-perkara semini akan menambah nilai tambah, akan menambah your competitiveness. Because not only that you have graduated from a highly ranked university, but you also have international exposure. Okay, majikan-majikan sangat memerlukan pelajar-pelajar yang mempunyai kemahiran ataupun pengalaman antarabangsa. And what makes you better than your friend who study overseas adalah you have the best of both worlds. Kawan-kawan adik pelajar hanya belajar di luar sahaja bagi tempoh 3 atau 4 tahun tersebut. Tapi adik-adik pelajar mempunyai pengalaman di kedua-dua, di dalam Malaysia dan juga di luar negara dalam tempoh pengajian adik-adik pelajar, which makes you are better than your friend who studied abroad. That really, that really add values to our student because of this kind of, activities that we provide to our student, which we call mobility program. And not only that, we are sending our students abroad, we are also getting all this university to offer jointly awarded program kerjasama kepada pelajar-pelajar di Universiti Putra Malaysia. Okay, buat masa ini, antara hasil kolaborasi UPM dengan rakan-rakan universiti luar negara tadi adalah collaborative program antaranya dengan University of Newcastle Australia, dengan Universiti Paris One Panthéon Sorbonne, daripada Perancis, dengan Kyushu Institute of Technology Japan, dengan Wollongong University Australia. So these are programs which merupakan outcome daripada kolaborasi UPM dan rakan-rakan 213 rakan tadi. Okay. These are the things that I have talked about earlier. Alright, yang mana adik-adik pelajar boleh memilih lah salah satu daripada program-program ini. Okay, adik-adik boleh join internship, cultural exchange, join supervision dan sebagainya. Okay, atas ni pelajar kita dekat, I think could be in Japan, ini student kita di Korea, ini student kita di Hong Kong, this is our students in might be Kazakhstan, alright, or Azerbaijan, and then ni student kita di Australia. So all this kind of program will definitely expand your horizon, widen your horizon, will definitely add values. Alhamdulillah, macam saya sendiri, I'm talking about my own experience. When I have additional certificate mentioning that I have went abroad while I was doing my bachelor program, it really helps me to get a very good job. It really helps me to further prosper in my career. So I thank UPM for the experience that the university has provided me. And sekarang ni UPM, we are trying our best to make sure that we are sending all our students to spend at least 2 weeks abroad, so that our student will be highly competitive at the global level. Okay. Selain daripada environment UPM dah memang sedia antarabangsa dan kita hantar juga adik pelajar keluar, UPM juga turut menerima pelajar-pelajar daripada rakan universiti datang ke UPM. Sebagai contoh, adik boleh lihat ini merupakan pelajar-pelajar daripada Sweden dan Finland yang datang ke Malaysia, yang datang ke UPM pada tahun 2019. So we are getting, from time to time we have been receiving a lot of students from our partner institution to be in UPM as well. So macam saya cakap tadi lah, it's more or less like, you're going to feel like you are studying overseas because you are having a lot of students from all corners of the world are studying in UPM now. Okay, and all this environment and all this experience tak lain tak bukan nak menyediakan adik pelajar untuk global market. We want you to be globally competitive. Bukan saja orang kata hanya berkemampuan untuk bekerja di Malaysia, tapi juga boleh menjadi leader, going to be a good worker in at the international level. Alright? Okay, we have talked about so many things. The next thing that I would like to highlight is how close we are with the industry. Untuk pengetahuan pelajar semua, program-program di UPM ni kita bangunkan bersama dengan industri. Bukannya kita bangunkan seorang-seorang, we just short sendiri whatever. No. We sat down with all these people from the industry. Okay, every 3 years, every 5 years, kita sama duduk membangunkan program-program yang adik pelajar akan belajar di UPM kelak. Alright, to make sure that all our programs are in line with the requirement from the industry. Kan industri duk bising kata lepasan universiti Malaysia ni tak berkualiti lah. Okay, tidak memenuhi kehendak mereka dan sebagainya. So that's why we have been working closely with all these industries partners. You can see that all these big companies, we are working with all of them to ensure that all our programs are in line with their requirement. So at the end of the day, kita nak pastikan pelajar kita menjadi rebutan industri. We know that kita nak pastikan pelajar kita ni ready for the market, ready for the industry, not only in Malaysia but also at the global level. That is really important. Yang keduanya, kita from time to time kita bawa CEO, kita bawa managing director, kita bawa senior vice president, HR, okay, from all these big companies untuk datang, bagi ceramah, ataupun bagi lecture ke adik pelajar. Mereka akan berkongsi tentang realiti hidup korporat. They were sharing about what are they looking for among, from graduates nowadays. Perkara-perkara gini memberikan nilai tambah kepada pelajar. Our students are really well exposed to the corporate culture, and this really add values to our student. Macam saya dulu, saya cerita lah ya. Zaman saya dulu, alhamdulillah, fakulti saya saya terlibat dengan program yang mana UPM dijemput untuk bersama-sama menyertai program dengan Carlos Ghosn, CEO Nissan, is a global CEO for Nissan. Saya terlibat dengan ceramah tersebut. Dan kita UPM pun from time to time kita menerima CEO bukan sahaja dari Malaysia tapi juga di luar negara yang berkongsi pengalaman mereka, berkongsi tentang teknologi terkini, berkongsi tentang trend-trend dalam industri kepada pelajar-pelajar kita. Mana-mana pelajar kat business school lagi best. Mereka akan belajar dengan cara nak how to play with saham. All these big people from industry will teach them how to play, macam mana nak main saham, macam mana nak invest dan sebagainya. This is really important. And then adik-adik boleh tengok kat sini how close we are with the industry, how close we are with AirAsia, to the extent that AirAsia menghadiahkan satu kapal terbang yang mempunyai mempunyai livery atau mempunyai logo UPM pada kapal terbang tersebut. This is the plane, the fleet that has been been awarded by AirAsia to UPM as a gesture of as a gesture of how close we are with them. Untuk pengetahuan adik-adik pelajar, kalau adik pelajar Google pun adik pelajar boleh tengok how frequent that Tony Fernandez datang ke UPM dan bagi ceramah di UPM. So this is really important for our student. And not only that, we are helping our student to bridge them with the industry. Kita juga mempunyai empat pusat di UPM yang berperanan besar dalam membantu pembangunan kerjaya adik pelajar. We know that at the end of the day, students who are pursuing their tertiary education, the ultimate aim is about to get a very good job. So dekat UPM ni kita bukan sahaja memberikan we don't only provide you academic knowledges. Kita juga memberikan adik pelajar, kita juga cuba memberikan adik pelajar, membangunkan adik pelajar dari segi aspek kemahiran insaniah, dari segi pembangunan kerjaya. We're going to teach you how to walk, how to talk, how to write your resume, how to develop your entrepreneurship skill dan sebagainya. So we have these 4 centers in UPM that are working really hard to make sure that we are producing a world-class, holistic, balanced students. Kita nak memastikan pelajar yang punya kemahiran insaniah yang bagus. Because adik pelajar kena tahu, at the end of the day, semua orang ada ijazah. You have to bear in mind, semua orang ada ijazah. Yang membezakan antara you dengan kawan-kawan yang lain yang ada ijazah adalah satu, from which university, daripada universiti mana yang adik pelajar bergraduat, satu. Yang keduanya, kemahiran insaniah. Dari segi kemahiran komunikasi, dari segi kemahiran kepimpinan, dari segi kemahiran berfikir adik-adik pelajar. So dua perkara ni yang membezakan adik pelajar daripada graduan-graduan lain. Saya ulang balik, from which university that you have graduated from, and second is your soft skill. How good your soft skill is. They want, like employer nowadays, they would like to employ students that are, very good in communication skill, that has a very, towering leadership skill, have critical thinking, like outstanding critical thinking skill dan sebagainya. And all these 4 centers are working really hard to make sure that our students being provided with all these skills. Sebagai contoh di Center of Entrepreneurship Development and Graduate Adaptability, kita akan belajar adik pelajar tentang ilmu kemahiran usahawanan. Kita ada Center of Industrial Relation and Networking. CERNET ni menghubungkan adik pelajar untuk internship dan sebagainya. Kita ada CSDC dan kita ada alumni. And all these centers will help to bridge you with all these industries. At the end of the day, you're going to be highly sought after because of the skill that UPM provide to you. Last but not least, this is for postgrad lah, for master and PhD, which somehow not related to you guys. I think that's all why UPM should be university of choice. Saya ulang balik. Satu dari segi ranking, yang keduanya location, ketiganya kualiti pengajaran berkelas dunia. 94% pesyarah UPM dengan berkelakan PhD. Environment UPM, penuh pelajaran antarabangsa, is a globally environment. Okay, yang keduanya kita menghantar pelajar-pelajar kita keluar negara. You will get exposed to a lot of international activities. Dan kelima adalah dari segi hubungan baik UPM dengan industri dan juga our support services for your career development. Okay, ini adalah kemudahan di UPM. Okay, adik-adik pelajar jangan risau tentang penginapan di UPM. Kita ada 17 kolej idaman yang that can accommodate up to 19,000 students on campus. Alright, so pelajar tahun pertama, don't worry. Adik pelajar akan dijamin tempat dalam kampus. So you have to worry about your accommodation in UPM later on. Okay, belajar, masuk, first year akan duduk dalam. And then second year, third year tu, in order for you to stay dalam campus, you have to be active lah with all the programs. Then you will stay in campus up until you finish your study. Okay, yang of course ini laboratories lah. When we talk about being, a highly intensive research, top research universities, of course, UPM we have a lot of ultra modern laboratories. So mana-mana pelajar yang minat on science, all this, you will be using all these cutting edge, highly modern laboratories and bekerja hand in hand dengan all those top professors in UPM later on. Okay, and then teaching facilities, of course, we will talk about IR 4.0. Okay, everything is being done online, right? To virtual. And then we talk about library. It's not only the library that we have in UPM is not a normal library. Okay, it's the largest library di UPM ni. We have one of the largest collection of physical and online collection in Malaysia. Okay, adik pelajar boleh access journal from a highly top journal macam Blackwell, Scopus dan sebagainya. Di mana-mana adik pelajar berada. Okay, you'll be getting username and password. Adik pelajar boleh access UPM library in any corners of the world. And you can, it's really important for you, being a student in UPM, to access to all this information. And then perkara yang kedua seterusnya yang really interesting about UPM, we don't only have one teaching hospital. Kita ada hospital, kita dua hospital. Satu hospital untuk manusia, satu hospital untuk haiwan. Alright, our teaching hospital is one of the newest teaching hospital in Malaysia. And of course, untuk hospital haiwan ni is one of the largest. Okay, one of the largest in Asia. Okay, hospital perubatan veteriner kita ni merupakan antara yang terbesar di Asia. And of course, our vet school is one of the leading vet school in the world as well. Alright. Health center is for students, okay, located exactly next to your hostel. So whenever you are sick in the night, you shouldn't be worried because you have this health center next to your door. And then, yeah, of course, we have a campus-wide Wi-Fi. You don't have to worry about Wi-Fi, everything, is at the fingertips. Talk about your access to internet in UPM. All right. Next, on-campus bus services. Since I mentioned to you before that our campus in Serdang is the largest university campus in Malaysia and might be in Asia, so you don't have to worry about that because we have bus that will be going around the campus from 7 a.m. in the morning up until 11 p.m. in the night. So, and you just have to pay for about, I think, 150 ringgit for 6 months, and you can use the bus unlimited. And then when we talk about environment or ecosystem that has students from more than 80 countries, it will definitely be culturally enriching for you guys. So we have so many activities in on campus. When we talk about co-curriculum, antaranya adalah kebudayaan. We have a leadership, macam tadi ada tengok dalam video, kita ada pelajar-pelajar yang menyertai askar. Me myself, saya sendiri dulu merupakan saya menyertai rotu atau palapis dan ditaulahkan sebagai lieutenant muda lah selepas 3 tahun. Maknanya lepas 3 tahun saya habis ijazah, saya mendapat ijazah bachelor dan juga saya mendapat tauliah lieutenant muda daripada Seri Paduka Baginda yang di Pertuan Agong, sebab saya menyertai regimen askar wataniah lah di bawah palapis. Alright, so kita banyak, we have a lot of programs for our students and then antaranya sukan dan sebagainya. And then this is another highlight, we have 18 holes golf course, not only for sports. Kita gunakan padang golf ni untuk tujuan pendidikan dan pengajaran dan pendidikan, and of course to develop our students to be a corporate leader. Of course kita nak pastikan pelajar kita mempunyai ciri-ciri corporate lah. So you have to learn golf to be a corporate leader. Okay, sukan. Siapa-siapa yang minat sukan, UPM is a place to be. UPM ni merupakan kilang atlet Malaysia. Okay, lebih separuh daripada atlet Malaysia yang menyertai Sukan Olimpik yang lalu merupakan pelajar UPM. Okay, kita ada lebih 200 atlet Malaysia yang menyambung pengajian di UPM at the moment. Alright, so when we talk about having world-class athlete on our campus, definitely we are having world-class facilities, sport facilities on our campus. Okay, Olympic size swimming pool, kita ada padang hoki AstroTurf, kita ada memanah, kita ada, in fact kita ada pusat Equine, gelanggang berkuda, one of the leading gelanggang berkuda di Malaysia. And then jangan cakapkan when we talk about facility of sport, when you know that we are having golf course, it shows that most of our sport facilities are world class lah. Alright. And then the next best thing about UPM, UPM macam cakap tadi is really green, is a university dalam taman. Okay, you feel that you're gonna definitely enjoy your time. Boleh pergi ke hutan simpan, ke forest, kita punya pine forest, kita punya conservatory, you can go and enjoy your time macam dekat New Zealand is in 1 hour meadow. Okay, these are all UPM. UPM we call it University Agriculture Park. Dan untuk pengetahuan dari pelajar, UPM ada 5 museum dalam UPM sebut, dalam UPM sendiri. 5 museum, kita ada 5-star dining restaurant dan sebagainya. And then kita ada radio station. Okay, is a training platform for our communication students. And now we are working on Putra TV as well. It's really, your time in UPM will be definitely colourful because of the environment and facilities that we provided. And then, being a university that has been here, for more than 50 years, Alhamdulillah, we have produced more than 140,000 alumni globally. Okay, kita ada alumni kita sekarang ni bergelar governor di Indonesia, Kalimantan Timur. We are a lot of our alumni sekarang ni, bekas-bekas pelajar kita merupakan menteri, timbalan menteri, timbalan ketua polis negara dan sebagainya, CEO, merupakan managing director. MB Selangor pun, MB Selangor adalah alumni UPM, is senior saya 3 tahun, MB Selangor tersebut. On all these ministers, you can see that we have some ministers ministers faces here. In fact, kita ada so many well-known people that have graduated from our university, and you guys could be one of them in future as well. Alright, I think I have talked so many things about UPM in a nutshell. Why UPM should be university of choice. Okay, if you want to be a student, that are globally competitive, so UPM is the place to be. Okay, that's all. Memang itulah arti mata UPM. Kita nak menghasilkan pelajar untuk pasaran global, bukan untuk pasaran Malaysia saja. So we talk about menyediakan pelajar untuk pasaran global, kita menyediakan banyak peluang, kita menyediakan banyak inisiatif untuk membantu pelajar supaya menjadi pelajar yang terunggul bukan saja di Malaysia tapi juga di luar negara. Baik, I think this is the part where all students are really interested in, which is program-program pengajian. Okay, untuk program bachelor ni kita ada lebih 83 program yang ditawarkan di UPM sekarang ni, yang which spans from 7 semesters up until 10 semesters. 3 tahun setengah hingga 5 tahun, bergantung pada program-program. Di UPM ni sama jugalah, kita guna sistem semester, 6 bulan. Tapi not the whole 6 months you guys will be in class. 4 bulan kelas, and then akan ada study week, kemudian akan ada exam week dan semester break dan sebagainya. Alright. Seterusnya, let's go straight forward to the program that we offer. Okay, ini adalah list program dan ini adalah akreditasi antarabangsa yang affiliated to the program that we have here. Okay, program-program kita ni, macam saya maklumkan tadi, pentingnya akreditasi antarabangsa ni adalah untuk memastikan pelajar kita ni will be recognized professionally globally. Kita nak pelajar kita ni menjadi rebutan bukan sahaja di Malaysia tapi juga di seluruh dunia because of we are having all this accreditation. Baik, UPM, being agriculture university back in 1970s, of course, Fakulti Pertanian merupakan fakulti paling utama lah, fakulti paling pertama di UPM. And when we talk about pertanian di UPM ni, kita bukan bercakap tentang pegangan cangkul, korek lubang dan sebagainya. Kita bercakap tentang macam mana nak mengurus ladang menggunakan drone. Okay? Macam mana nak mengesan kesuburan tanah menggunakan geoinformatic system dan sebagainya. This is what pertanian di UPM yang dikatakan when we talk about pertanian UPM. It is highly advanced pertanian that will definitely add value and help our farmers and community, not only in Malaysia but all corners of the world. with the research that we have here, dengan usaha menghasilkan pelajar-pelajar yang agro technologies. Okay, UPM ni kita bukan saja nak menghasilkan, orang kata kita nak memastikan program pertanian ni dianggap dan dibentuk sebagai program profesional. We want to produce agro technologies. Kita bukan saja nak memastikan petani-petani, kita nak memastikan agro technologies. Okay, kita nak memastikan petani yang mempunyai unsur kesawanan dan sebagainya. And that's why we are at the moment we have more than 7 programs. We have 7 programs di UPM. Teknologi pertanian pintar ni merupakan program terbarulah yang ditawarkan oleh UPM. Okay, seterusnya Bachelor Sains Pertanian. Okay, Sains Pertanian ni merupakan program yang general lah. Dia akan ambil peladangan sikit, dia akan ambil ternakan sikit, dia akan ambil perniagaan pertanian sikit, horticulture sedikit dan aquaculture sedikit. And then this what makes Sains Pertanian program. Yang mana ia merupakan program yang really general. So you're going to have a little bit of this and this. Okay, manakala the rest of 5 programs that we have here are somehow focus, at the same time ada juga bidang-bidang lain yang diajar dalam program tersebut. Macam contohnya perniagaan tani. Saya dulu, during my time, my bachelor program was Bachelor Science Perniagaan Tani dengan Kepujian. Okay, satu lagi sebelum saya terlupa. Saya nak maklumkan adik pelajar, program-program di UPM ni dibangunkan secara hybrid. Okay, untuk maklumkan pelajar, saya ulang balik, program-program di UPM ini berbentuk hybrid. Yang mana program-program UPM ni bukan kita cuba meluaskan skop pengetahuan adik pelajar melalui cabang-cabang yang diajar dalam program tersebut. Okay, sebagai contoh macam saya dulu ambil perniagaan tani. It's a combination of perniagaan, pertanian dan sains. So as a result of me taking this, I have knowledges on science. Saya ada pengetahuan dalam aspek perniagaan. Saya juga ada pengetahuan dalam aspek pertanian. Okay, dan perkara ini menyebabkan saya lebih mudah untuk bekerja because I have a wide set of skills. So that is the idea of us having all this, hybrid kind of program. Sebagai contoh, kita tulis macam taman dan rekreasi. Whenever we have all this dan sebagainya, that shows that the program is a hybrid program. Okay, so you will learn a lot of things. Not only that one specific field, but a lot of things that you will learn throughout your study. Okay, so macam adik-adik boleh tengok, okay, pengusahaan peladangan is a big money now. We talk about, pertanian ni will be relevant forever because you need food and this is really important when we talk about the food safety dan sebagainya. Sains ternakan is a big money for this. Perniagaan tani as I did, and then horticulture. Horticulture ni adalah is more or less like macam doktor tumbuhan lah. Is a doktor tumbuhan and dia juga fokus on pembangunan landscape macam dia tengok Putrajaya, ada tengok kat Kuala Lumpur dan sebagainya. When you see all this beautiful landscape with flowers, everything, is a combination of horticulturalist dengan landscape architect lah. So they work hand in hand together lah for the development of the landscape dan sebagainya. And then aquaculture, of course, sains perikanan. Okay, it is a multi-million industries. Okay, pertanian dalam sangkar, laut masin dan laut air tawar dan sebagainya. Seterusnya, program-program di Fakulti Perhutanan dalam sekitar. Okay, you'll be surprised that a lot of international students from developed countries are looking for programs in this faculty. Okay, banyak pelajar-pelajar daripada negara-negara maju really into all these faculties, program-program yang ditawarkan di fakulti ini. Sebagai kerana everyone are going green, everyone are really concerned about alam sekitar, and then all these people from developed countries are moving towards this direction. Okay. You'll be surprised that you can see how many of them are now studying in this faculty because of their orientation is now going towards alam sekitar dan perhutanan. And then this is, how big, how good the prospect for alam sekitar is. A lot of our students are now working overseas. In fact, one of my friend, kawan baik saya sekarang ni bekerja di Netherlands, bekerja dengan Shell di Netherlands sebagai environmental officer. Dia merupakan graduan alam sekitar UPM and he's earning around 8,000 or 10,000 euro per month, working there with Shell in Netherlands. So that is the prospect of program alam sekitar dan perhutanan ni. And all these people from developed countries are looking for this now. Okay. Seterusnya, perubatan veterina, as I mentioned before, one of the leading vet school in the world, in Asia and in the world. Okay. So dekat Malaysia ni, of course lah, UPM all this while UPM kita ada dua program perubatan manusia dan juga perubatan veterina. And of course, we have started this veteran program back in 60s, 70s. And now sekarang ni di Malaysia hanya dua universiti lah yang menawarkan veterina, UPM dan juga UMK. And of course lah, kita pun merupakan antara orang kata apa, we play a really big role when it comes to development of veterinary programs in UMK as well. And then the next one is the fourth faculty in UPM, which is our business school. Okay, it's really popular not only among Malaysian students tapi juga di kalangan pelajar antarabangsa because of we have this AACSB accreditation, okay, related to our program, right? So macam pelajar perakaunan, okay, after you have finished your accounting programs in UPM, okay, our program is affiliated to all these ACCA, ICAEW. There are so many professional bodies are affiliated with our accounting program. And lepas adik-adik pelajar tamat program bachelor perakaunan di UPM, adik pelajar boleh mendapat exemption for all these professional papers to be a chartered accountant. This is really help because satu, program kita affiliated to all these professional body. Yang keduanya, program kita mempunyai akreditasi AACSB. Same goes to ekonomi dan pentadbiran perniagaan. It's really popular among international students. And of course, pelajar majikan memang berebut lah lepasan business school UPM. Okay, untuk mengetahui pelajar, UPM Business School is a top business school in Malaysia. Right? And then next is our fifth faculty in UPM, which is Fakulti Kejuruteraan. Okay, dan of course program kejuruteraan UPM ni diiktiraf oleh IAA melalui akreditasi Washington Accord. So adik pelajar boleh bekerja sebagai engineer in any corners of the world with all this program. Okay, and you can see, as I mentioned before, program UPM ni berbentuk hybrid. Okay, kita try to provide student with a wide set of skill. Kita bukan hanya, sebagai contoh kita bukan hanya menawarkan program kejuruteraan elektrik. Kita menawarkan program kejuruteraan elektrik dan elektronik. Okay, sains komputer dan komunikasi, pertanian dan biosistem. So all this done really add value to our student, you know, because of the nature of the program, which is really is a hybrid. Student will learn a lot of skills from so many fields. Okay, you will learn electric, electronic, computer system, communication, so many things that at the end of the day, our student will be having a lot of choices and options when it comes to job scope. Right. Seterusnya, Fakulti Pengajian Pendidikan. Okay. Seperti I believe that there are so many lecturers in not only lecturers but also teachers in Malaysia UPM's graduate. Okay, kita merupakan one of the four founding faculty of education in Malaysia. Okay, and in fact when we talk about UPSI, UPM juga terlibat banyak dalam menyumbang pembangunan UPSI daripada IPSI ke UPSI. So UPM play a very significant role in development of UPSI. We are really proud that three of vice chancellors in UPSI are our lecturers and also alumni. Then for that reason, you know that UPM we have been producing so many leaders in education, that shows that UPM education program is really top notch, world class, and managed to produce so many leaders in education sector. Okay, adik-adik boleh lihat sebelum saya terlupa, program-program yang mempunyai hashtag ni merupakan program dengan temuduga. So in order for you to be enrolled here, you have to go through macam pendidikan ni kena ambil ujian MATC. Seterusnya bila dapat lulus MATC tu akan dipanggil untuk temuduga. So dekat Fakulti Pendidikan UPM ni kita ada all sorts of education. Kita ada PJ, bimbingan dan kaunseling, BM, BI, sains rumah tangga. Okay, ini untuk pensyarah ni lah. College vocational, STEM pertanian, pembangunan sumber manusia which focusing on latihan dan juga kaunseling dan kepujian. Okay, berbeza dia pendidikan, bimbingan dan kaunseling dan kepujian ni berbeza. Okay, bachelor pendidikan, bimbingan dan kaunseling ni adalah untuk membentuk guru kaunseling. Okay, yang akan bertugas di sekolah, yang akan bertugas di college vocational, akan bertugas di all this education entity lah. Manakala bachelor counselling kepujian pula adalah counselor, which all companies in the world needs counselor. Yang akan counselor, kita panggil counselor, some of the company we call it psychologist. So mana adik pelajar yang minat dengan psikologi dan sebagainya, bolehlah join program counselling, bimbingan counselling dan juga counselling. And not only that, we have another program yang berkaitan dengan psikologi yang akan saya terangkan sebentar lagi. di Fakulti Ekologi Manusia. Seterusnya, the next faculty that we have in UPM is Faculty Science. And of course lah, adik pelajar ini really in line with what you are doing now at the matriculation. Okay, we have all sorts of program. Kita ada fundamental science, kita ada applied science, dan kita juga program pendidikan sains. Okay, so kita ada pendidikan untuk biologi, fizik, kimia dan maths. Then we talk about fundamental. Fundamental ni maknanya adalah bidang program itu sahaja, which is biologi, fizik, kimia dan matematik. Manakala we talk about applied science, sains gunaan, kita ada sains bahan, instrumentasi. Instrumentasi ni adalah pengurusan mesin dan sebagainya. Okay, and then kimia industri, kimia petroleum dan sebagainya, and statistik. These are really popular among students. Macam kimia petroleum ni is really popular. You can work with Petronas. Not only kimia petroleum, kimia pun. I mean, a lot of them are working in the big companies now because first, the nature of the program, which is hybrid. Yang keduanya, the program is in line with the trend in the industry, with the industry's requirement. That what makes our program really popular. Seterusnya food science dekat Institute of our program kita ni diiktiraf as one of the best in the world. Macam dah boleh tengok tadi, kedudukan ke-38 dunia kita punya program food science ni. It's really popular, it's really hot, you know. We talk about makanan kan, makanan is a huge industry, and then we talk about food science dekat UPM ni. We are focusing on science and technology dan juga pengurusan perkhidmatan makanan, which our student will be trained to be highly trained to be working in a 5-star hotel, things like that. Right, so that our student are really prepared for all those kind of high level, high class penyediaan makanan seperti di hotel dan sebagainya. Dan seterusnya, macam saya maklumkan tadi, Fakulti Ekologi Manusia kita ada program yang berkaitan dengan psikologi di bawah program pembangunan manusia. Dan pembangunan manusia ni kita ada juga dengan program untuk hybrid. Pembangunan manusia dengan pengurusan, pembangunan manusia dengan IT. This what make UPM special. Our program ni memang saya maklum tadi lah, dia pelbagai bidang. Bukan hanya fokus satu bidang, tapi pelbagai bidang. So, at the end of the day, adik pelajar banyak pilihan. Bila untuk bekerja nanti, boleh pergi ke semua bidang. Sebab you have learned about this, you have learned about that. So at the end of the day, adik banyak peluang, banyak bidang adik boleh pergi menggunakan ijazah daripada UPM. Okay, di Fakulti Bahasa Moden, dari segi bahasa dan juga komunikasi lah, of course. Bahasa ni kita ada banyak, bahasa asing juga kita ada. Kita ada Arab, Inggeris, France and German. And then kita ada komunikasi. Okay, komunikasi ni for you who look like to go for, masscom, broadcasting dan sebagainya, nak jadi DJ ke, nak jadi celebrity TV dan sebagainya, this is the program that you should look for. Okay, and then yang bahasa asing ni is really popular. If you want to be a PTD, if you want to be working with embassy dan sebagainya, this really helps. Okay, and then Fakulti Perubatan dan Kesihatan, of course, paling one of the most popular lah. Biomedik ni, macam saya maklumkan tadi, ilmu pembuatan ubat, ilmu pembuatan, teknologi perubatan, teknologi pembuatan ubat dan sebagainya, doktor perubatan. And then we have nursing, dietetik, pemakanan dan kesihatan, of course OSH. OSH ni really popular. Okay, because all plants, all factories, all shopping mall require OSH, Occupational Safety and Health, and they are getting a very handsome pay for the service that they have rendering. Okay, alright. And then kita ada architecture, design architecture, okay, created by ILA, Institute of Landscape Architecture. Okay, kita ada Fakulti Computer Science, teknologi maklumat. Alright, our computer science faculty is a Huawei ICT Academy tau. Huawei appoint our faculty to be their ICT Academy. So our students have access to all Huawei technology. People from Huawei will come and give talks and lecture to our students. Okay, dan ada juga student kita yang dapat peluang untuk mengikuti program internship di Huawei di China. So program kita, our IT program is really up to date, really contemporary. Sains komputer ni adik belajar akan semua. Sains komputer ni macam saya tanya tadi, dia cover semua. You will learn multimedia a bit, okay, software engineering a bit, computer network a bit, okay. Manakala yang lagi tiga ni really focus lah on the field. I mean macam ni multimedia, so you learn multimedia for the whole 4 years. Same goes to Pendidikan Perisian, okay, software engineering. And when we talk about IT, this is the most rapidly evolving industry in the world, IT kan. Sekarang ni macam COVID ni is a blessing in disguise, where we know that we really need people from IT to help us with all these application dan sebagainya. And then of course, our IT students are highly sought after because satu, program kita diiktiraf di peringkat global, dan keduanya our faculty is Huawei ICT Academy. And then the next big thing in UPM is our biotechnology faculty. Dekat Malaysia ni, UPM ni merupakan one of the 4 founding biotech faculty in Malaysia. Okay, we are one of the few faculty university in Malaysia that are offering biotech, and we are one of the leading faculties in biotech in Malaysia. Okay, and biotech is a field of the future. When we talk about how you modify genetik dan sebagainya, it's not only genetik manusia, genetik tumbuhan dan sebagainya. When we talk about the evolution of industry, biotech is the way to go. When we talk about nanotechnology, when we talk about nanotechnology in human, nanotechnology in plant dan sebagainya, this is the place where you learn all these big really advanced science for the future. And then last but not least, we have 2 faculties in Bintulu Sarawak, Sains Pertanian dan Perhutanan, Fakulti Kemanusiaan, Pengurusan dan Sains, and all these programs that we are offering here is somehow really in line with keperluan di Sarawak. Okay, and not only Sarawak but also at the global level. And our students are working hand in hand, and some of them they are working very close with all the industry. Macam saya cakap tadi, dekat Bintulu kita ada all these big companies like Shell dan sebagainya, and our students are really close with all these industries. And all program-program macam diploma, semua program diploma UPM ditawarkan di Sarawak. Okay, I will just go one by one, not in detail, but I will just go a very brief about how much CGPA that what CGPA that you need to get in order for you to be enrolled in this faculty. Okay, macam pertanian ni okay, at least try to get 3.0 lah. There are some macam make it 3.0, at least 3.0. Macam sains pertanian tu make it 3.3, right? And the rest ni insyaAllah 3.0 or 3.1 should be enough, should be sufficient. Alam sekitar pun sama, make it 3.0 or 2.75, 2.8 and above lah. Okay, VET, nothing less than 3.75. Okay, kalau boleh dapat 3.75, dapat 3.75 and above. It depends, kadang-kadang kita ada batch yang mana semua permohonan adalah 4.0 ke atas untuk Perhutanan Veterina ni. But, I mean, if you have 3.75, no harm trying lah. Okay, and then seterusnya untuk program di sekolah perniagaan ekonomi, make it 3.3 and above lah. And macam accounting pula, make it 3.5 and above. And then for economy dengan perniagaan ni 3.3 and above. And then in order for you to get, okay, to get a place in UPM, insyaAllah. Kejuruteraan, it depends on the program. Macam aero angkasa ni is really popular because aero angkasa ni is a combination of aviation, aeronautic dan juga space engineering. When you combine all these three, you will get aero angkasa, which is more comprehensive than aeronautic. Yang adik pelajar boleh lihat lah, aviation engineering, aeronautical engineering. But we UPM kita offer aero angkasa, which is somehow greater than all this aviation, aeronautic dan space engineering. It's a combination of those 3 elements. Okay, make it 3.3, I mean like 3.5 and above lah. And then aero angkasa ni make it like, the rest could be 3.3, aero angkasa ni make it 3.5. Then insyaAllah I will get a place. Kalau bawah daripada 3.5 is really difficult. Okay, and then pengajian pendidikan make it 3.0 and above. Alright, faculty science the program ni could be 2.75 pun dah boleh dapat insyaAllah. Macam instrumentasi 2.75, sains bahan 3.0, pendidikan make it 3.3 and above. Yang lain tu make it either 3.0 and above lah. Okay, 2.75 or 3.0 and above. Okay, yang lain ni, yang bawah ni fakulti food tech make it 2.75 and above. Ekologi manusia sama juga 2.5 and above. Okay, bahasa moden komunikasi make it 2.5 and 2.75 and above. Okay, try make it better than that. And then perubatan kesihatan bergantung pada program. Bio perubatan make it 3.5 and above. Doktor perubatan nothing less than 4.0. Kejuruteraan make it 3.5. Dietetik, pemakanan sebagainya ni make it 3.0 or 3.3 and above. Reka bentuk seni bina make it 2.75 or 3 and above. Sains komputer 2.75 and above. Biotech make it 3.0 and above. And then the rest could be 2.75 or 2.5 and above lah. So that is CGPA yang saya maklumkan tadi tu merupakan the most realistic figure lah you should get in order for you to be enrolled in UPM. Okay, ini syarat am. Ini syarat am ni maknanya is a very basic. But for each program yang saya maklumkan tadi, yang 80 lebih program ni semua ada syarat khas bagi program masing-masing. Adik-adik boleh download application UPU Pocket. Saya ulang balik, UPU Pocket, download UPU Pocket, and then adik list down kan dekat UPU Pocket tu adik boleh tengok lah program mana yang adik pelajar boleh ambil di UPM. Okay, and then dalam UPU Pocket tu akan ada syarat khas bagi setiap program. Okay, syarat khas bagi setiap program tu pun merupakan orang kata apa, is a ballpark figure, is a very minimal figure. Janganlah orang kata apa, just try to meet that minimum figure. Make it more than that. Okay, so the keyword here, satu, kata apa, you have to be realistic. Okay, you have to know your strength. Kalau dah dapat, contohlah kalau CGPA agak contohnya macam you estimate CGPA 3.0, janganlah apply medik, janganlah apply doktor perubatan, because you will definitely not going to get the place there with 3.0. Okay, kalau dapat 2.75, janganlah apply engineering, because so you have to know where is your which program that you should go to, so that at the end of the day adik-adik tak belajar tak kena lelong. So with your, you know your strength, you can forecast your GPA, and you can plan to which program that you like to go to. Itu dia punya tips dia. Okay, be realistic of your own CGPA. You should know with your CGPA which program should I go to. Okay, so this is really important. Alright, these are some information about fee. Okay, fee program kat UPM ni antara 16,000 sehingga ke 24,000 lah untuk 4 tahun program pengajian. It really depends on the program, how much it will cost you. Okay, macam murah ni selalunya yang fee yang rendah ni adalah fee yang bagi program-program yang tak melibatkan penggunaan makmal. Sebagai contoh macam pendidikan, bahasa dan sebagainya. Dia rendah sikit lah sebab tak menggunakan makmal. Alright. Okay, saya ulang sekali lagi I'll just go like a bit longer. Okay, pertanian around 4,200, pertanian sekitar is above 4,000 to 4,200. Okay, veterina 4,780, sekolah perniagaan 4,180, penjuruteraan from 4.48 until it's more 4.48 lah. Pengajian pendidikan ada yang 3,980 hingga 4,200. Okay. Fakulti Sains depends on the program 4,320, dan juga ada yang pendidikan dapat 4,400. Sebab Bachelor Sains Biologi dengan pendidikan ni dia sains boleh belajar subjek sains, ada belajar juga akan dapat diploma pendidikan. Right. And then Food Tech 4,200. Okay, ekologi ada yang 398, ada yang 4,200. Okay, bahasa moden mostly 3980 lah. Right. Perubatan macam ni lah, bagi perubatan dengan medical 4780, the rest are 44. And mereka bentuk pun 44, science computer 42, biotech like 4070 up to 4200. And then asasi, this is not related to you guys. Dekat Bintulu murah sikit because of the the lower cost of living there. And then considering there are different factors and which led to why the tuition fee is lower. Tapi basically they nothing to do with the program whatsoever lah. Basically the cost of living over there lah. Okay, alright. So whatever it is, all the programs, segala permohonan perlu dibuat melalui UPU. So dalam UPU tu adik-adik boleh scan lah QR code di sini untuk dapatkan syarat bagi setiap program. By scanning this code, you can go. This QR code will lead you to the compilation of syarat-syarat program. All those 83 programs that we have in UPM. But kalau tak download daripada QR code ni pun boleh refer kepada apps UPU Pocket lah. In order for you to get in detail syarat-syarat bagi setiap program. Alright. Anyway, so if I can wrap up again, UPM, we want to make sure that we are preparing our student for global market. Okay, kita nak memastikan pelajar untuk pasaran antarabangsa. So, if you want to be, kalau adik-adik berhasrat, okay, if you want to be a leaders, you want to be a student that globally competitive, you want to be one of the world's best, so UPM is the place to be. Okay, dekat UPM is not only a university, It's a playground. It's a place where you will learn to be a professional leaders, and this university will definitely develop you in and out, inshallah. So hope to see every one of you in UPM in the future. So let's be one of the world's best. Sekian saja. Terima kasih. I'm really sorry for any inconvenience throughout my presentation. Minta maaf saya gunakan BM dan BI. Actually, I am more comfortable to use English. Tapi yelah, I try to mix BM dan BI. Alright, but anyway, sekian saja. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan terima kasih. Can I have questions from students? Ada soalan daripada adik pelajar? Okay, I can see that we have questions from. Okay, Puan Bazura ada share brochure program untuk pelajar dekat chat box. Dan not only program books but also buku-buku syarat programs. Okay. Okay, Nick Syahrudin ada soalan. Does UPM outperform skills in nutrition, manufacturing and skills as a whole, or is it a balance and with any fields such as engineering and more? Any students success industry balance and high? Nick Syahrudin, I'm trying to understand your questions. Dia bertanya tentang does UPM outperform skills in nutrition, manufacturing and skills as a whole, or is it the balance with any field such as engineering? Okay, UPM kita macam saya maklum tadi, all our programs are internationally recognized. 11 daripada program yang ditawarkan UPM merupakan 200 terbaik dalam kedudukan 200 terbaik dunia. Okay, 11 program UPM merupakan di kedudukan 200 terbaik dunia. That's why our program are highly recognized all over the world globally for our quality. Kita tak boleh nak cakap apa our program pertanian kita is the best faculty or kejuruteraan is the best faculty in UPM. Every single program in UPM are recognized globally. They are they are really best in their own way. So I think Nick Syahrudin, it's very good for you to know that all our programs UPM are leading in their own way. And kejuruteraan kita, of course, one of our kejuruteraan bachelor engineering kita is top 100 is among top 100 in the world. Pertanian kita, of course lah, when it comes to world ranking, top 50 in the world. So it really depends. But all our programs are highly ranked in the world, leading in their own way. Okay, so yeah, one of the world's best definitely. Okay, ada sebarang soalan lagi tak nak bertanya tentang UPM?
Okay, baiklah. Kita teruskan lagi dengan soalan seterusnya. Ada beberapa soalan lagi daripada WhatsApp dan ruangan chat. Okay. Soalan pertama daripada saudari Nur Izzati. Soalan dia berbunyi, bolehkah pelajar tanpa latar belakang pelajaran biologi untuk memohon jurusan pergigian di UPM? Oh, silakan Encik.
Alright, UPM tak ada pergigian. We don't have dentistry in UPM. So bercakap tentang pelajar-pelajar yang ada pelajar yang tak ada biologi tapi nak ambil program science oriented kan. Sebagai contoh, untuk pelajar-pelajar yang tak ada background biologi ni, tak nak untuk ambil biotech ke, untuk ambil biological science ke, tak possible lah. Perubatan ke tak possible. Tapi you can always go to another science program yang tak mulakan biologi. Sebagai contoh, macam like me myself, I did my degree in Bachelor of Science, Agribusiness. Kita banyak yang Bachelor Science tapi tak mulakan biologi, banyak. So you just go to UP Pocket. Dalam UP Pocket tu ada letak, adik lepasan matrikulasi, bidang apa? Science kan. Matrikulasi tu science kan, ataupun matrikulasi perakaunan. So dia akan keluar bidang-bidang ataupun saja-saja yang dia ambil lah di UPM. Okay. Download UPU Pocket. Okay. Dekat Play Store ataupun Apple Store, UPU Pocket. And then dari UPU Pocket tu tengok, adik terus letak lah adik lepasan matrikulasi, bidang apa, and then automatic akan keluar list of program yang adik pelajar boleh ambil di UPM. Alright.
Okay, baik. Terima kasih. Kita ada soalan seterusnya. Soalan dia daripada saudari Zamrata Nabila. Soalan dia, banyakkah peluang pekerjaan dalam bidang aero angkasa dekat Malaysia ni? Okay, silakan.
Okay. Alright, macam saya maklumkan tadi, UPM, we aspire to produce student for global market tau. Not only for Malaysia, for global market. So dalam hal ini, dekat Malaysia pun kita ada industri aero angkasa yang besar. Sebagai contoh kita ada Aerot. And then we have few other companies that are working on aviation dan sebagainya. Kita Malaysia pun kita ada banyak company airline Malaysia Airlines, Asia dan sebagainya. Dan lot of airlines from Singapore, from Indonesia, they are sending their planes to Malaysia to be repaired, especially in Subang. So nak kata tentang prospek kerja aero angkasa di Malaysia ni sangat besar. And of course kita bukan nak, macam saya kata lah, kita nak produce student for global market. We are sending our students to France for internship in Airbus dan sebagainya. So that is the whole idea about our program, to produce our students for global market. Kita nak hasilkan pelajar kita bukan sahaja hanya bekerja di Malaysia, malahan di seluruh dunia. So you don't have to worry about market in Malaysia. The market in Malaysia is big, but it's greater outside. So let's explore the world lah, and UPM will be helping you in your development of skills to explore the world, insyaAllah.
Okay, alright. Kita ada soalan terakhir daripada Miss Bella. Soalan dia tanya, adakah program daripada ijazah untuk fast track terus ke PhD dekat Universiti Putra Malaysia?
Ada, memang ada. So maknanya di UPM, syarat untuk menyambung pengadilan di PhD, menyambung pengadilan ke peringkat PhD ni ada dua laluan lah. Satu maknanya habis bachelor sambung master terus ke PhD, mana terus sambung PhD, ataupun daripada bachelor you kena graduate 3.75 and above, 3.75 and above, mana first class, then you boleh lompat terus ke master. Boleh lompat terus ke PhD, tak payah buat master. So UPM kita memang ada orang kata fast track, mana pelajar-pelajar yang grade 3.75 di peringkat bachelor memang boleh lompat terus ke PhD tanpa perlu buat master. Dan selain tu, kalau adik-adik buat master dulu pun boleh juga. There are so many cases where student kita dia buat master, buat master by research. Pada tahun pertama tu because of the research, the progress of the research is very good, the lecturer or the supervisor offered the student to upgrade dia punya master tu terus ke PhD. So maknanya dia tak payah habiskan master, convert master dia ke PhD. So sekarang ni mudah lah. Bukanlah mudah, maknanya saya cakap there are so many ways that you can get your PhD. Bukan melalui conventional process je, bachelor, master, PhD. No, you can jump from bachelor to PhD with a very good CGPA, 3.75 above. Yang keduanya, you can do your master first, and along the way, if you are very good with your research, your supervisor will offer you to jump straight away to PhD without finishing your master. Alright? Okay, ada satu soalan. Nur Munawarah Muhammad Nur Zaihan dekat chat box. Apa perbezaan Bachelor Science Biology dengan pendidikan? Dengan yang bertanda hashtag dengan tanda hashtag. Bachelor Science Biology dengan pendidikan. Satu lagi tu Bachelor Science Biology saja tanpa pendidikan. So yang kena interview yang bertanda hashtag adalah Bachelor Science Biology dengan pendidikan. Yang mana adik pelajar bila habis program tersebut, adik pelajar akan disediakan untuk pasaran pendidikan lah. Mana you could be a teacher, you could be a lecturer, you could be, so that should be your career path. Mana pelajar Bachelor Science Biology dengan pendidikan ni, you punya career path adalah sebagai pendidik, guru atau pensyarah. Berkongsi macam isteri saya sendiri, dia dulu di UPM dia ambil Bachelor Science Kimia dengan pendidikan. And now she's a lecturer in College Metrokrasi Selangor. So that is the way. Yang keduanya yang Bachelor Science Biology saja tanpa pendidikan, adik your career path is somehow wider. You can go to industry. Most of them they will go to industry. They'll be working with labs. They'll be working with with all these companies yang development of vaccine, development of all this medication, development of all this with the utilization of biology technology. So ramailah yang pergi ke biotech industry dan sebagainya. Alright. So let's make it clear. Pendidikan ni untuk pendidik. Manakala yang science biology biasa yang tak ada hashtag tu is open market. It's not only is for another industry. Alright. I hope that answers your question, Nur Munawarah. Okay, Anas, ada soalan lagi, Nas?
Okay, ada last one question daripada saudari Nurul Nadira binti Rahman. Dia tanya dekat UPM boleh buat double degree ke?
Okay, dekat UPM we talk about double degree Double degree ni maknanya along the way tu you buat, kita tak panggil double degree tau. Kita panggil majoring ataupun minoring lah. Macam apa, sebagai contoh, pelajar-pelajar yang ambil ekonomi kan, nanti dekat semester 3 atau 4 dia dah kena start pilih majoring lah. Okay, maknanya Bachelor of Economy, majoring in what? Majoring in International Business sebagai contoh. Majoring in kita panggil apa, macroeconomics atau microeconomics. Sama juga macam saya dulu Bachelor Science Perniagaan Tani. Okay, Bachelor Science of Agribusiness. My major was in post harvest technology. So kita maknanya kita tak adalah in concept of having dual degree. Maknanya tak adalah you habis you bergraduate tu you akan dapat 2 ijazah. No. Tapi you akan dapat you akan dapat 2 bidang lah. Satu bidang am, satu bidang khusus. Faham tak? That's how we make it. That's how we make our program. To be somehow or rather kita nak address juga keperluan untuk double degree ni, but not in the form of double degree, tapi lebih kepada pengkhususan. Alright? Alright, Nur Syamimi. Okay, Nur Syamimi. Ada soalan kat chat box Nur Syamimi kalau kita ambil engineering tapi nak jadi pendidik, adakah kita kena ambil tahun tambahan untuk prepare menjadi pendidik? Alright. Dalam keadaan sekarang ni, to be honest if you plan to be a teacher ataupun educator kan, you better go for the bidang terus. I mean like for the field that you're looking for to teach later on. Okay? Sebab nanti bukan apa, dulu KPM, Kementerian Pendidikan ada buat program diploma pendidikan lepasan ijazah. But sekarang tak ada dah di PLI semua tu. So yang di PLI tu adalah program diploma pendidikan untuk lepasan ijazah selain pendidikan. Tapi sekarang ni saya difahamkan dah tak ada dah di PLI. Program di PLI tu dah tak ada. So it is somehow impossible for engineering graduate to be a teacher now because KPM dah tak provide dah kursus-kursus diploma pendidikan lepasan ijazah. Cumanya macam kalau adik berminat untuk jadi pendidik, why don't you from the very beginning terus pilih bidang apa yang adik minat. Macam biasalah kita kena tahulah apa yang program-program yang diajar di sekolah kan, macam subjek fizik, kimia, bio, maths, and then bahasa dan sebagainya tu. So kalau adik minat engineering ni, mungkin adik minat fizik. I assume you minat fizik lah. So why don't you go to Bachelor Pendidikan Fizik? Then you can be a teacher for fizik later on. Sebab engineering ni terlalu besar. Yang mana bila mengajar guru nanti, adik akan really fokus on satu bidang. Okay, engineering ni you akan belajar a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Tapi kalau you fokus terus pendidikan, you will be teaching on this, you'll be teaching fizik throughout your career lah for 35 years sebagai teacher tu. Why don't you go to terus pergi ke bidang pendidikan yang dia nak tu. So kalau minat fizik, terus mohon bachelor pendidikan fizik. That's how if you want to be a teacher lah. Kalau nak jadi engineer dulu, nak jadi cikgu kemudian tu, it's a bit complicated now. Right? Okay, Nas? Okay. Saya dah tak ada apa-apa soalan lagi. Saya nak mempersilakan Cik Firdaus untuk buat ucapan penutup lah tentang taklimat kita hari ini. Okay, silakan. Okay, alright. Saya ingat saya dah tutup tadi. But anyway, okay. I mean like I will keep on saying this and I mean like for so many times. If you want, sekarang ni yang membezakan pelajar-pelajar bila bergraduate nanti adalah nilai tambah yang ada pada you. Okay. Maknanya you punya soft skill, you punya pengalaman antarabangsa, you punya orang kata nilai tambah lah dari segi pengetahuan tambahan, and all this will not be teach in your classroom whatsoever. Di UPM kita memberikan we have so many added values that we can provide to students. Okay, sebagai contoh kita akan hantar you all ke overseas for multi program, and then at the same time kita we are getting all these industry people to come over to talk to you, and then at the same time you know that you are learning from the best, the leading professor in your area, and then you know that you are getting the best, the top-notch world-class education, where 94% of our lecturers are PhD holders, and then you are getting your education from the highly ranked university, from a top university. So and all this, okay, and all this, talking about UPM punya kedudukan and how UPM will add value to you, it should be your perlu menjadi pertimbangan adik pelajar. This is the thing that you should consider when it comes to choosing a university. How would that university help you to develop yourself, okay, in order for you to get a very good job in the market later on. Sebab kita tahu adik pelajar ni masuk universiti ni bukan apa, nak kerja, betul tak? Want to get a very good job, okay, and then in order for you to get a very good job, you have to be well prepared in term of satu, you punya pengetahuan dalam bidang you sendiri, keduanya soft skill, dan ketiganya pengalaman antarabangsa yang saya cakap tadi semua itulah. And UPM is the place to be when it comes to helping you to develop your soft skill, your international exposure, and knowing UPM, a very highly ranked universities will definitely help you to get a very good job, not only in Malaysia but also all over the world. Alright, adik pelajar. So hope to see everyone in UPM later on. Ada one last question daripada Nick Syahrudin. Kita ada chemical engineering, of course. Kita ada chemical engineering yang menggunakan bahan-bahan radioaktif. Okay, radioaktif ni, when we talk about radioactive elements semua ni, memang digunakan, but in a very control environment. So adik-adik pelajar takkan terdedah lah dengan keracunan radioaktif whatsoever. But you will be dealing with all these, high level substance dan sebagainya. Right, we want to prepare you for the industry, and you will be dealing with all these high level substance, but in a very controlled measure, in a very controlled environment. Okay, all the best for everyone. Hope to see you. Let's be one of the world's best. Let's join UPM. Okay, insyaAllah.
Okey, terima kasih diucapkan kepada Encik Firdaus Zakaria selaku Ketua Seksyen Promosi Akademik Universiti Putra Malaysia di atas taklimat dan perkongsian sebentar tadi. Okey, so sekarang kita dah berada di pengakhiran program pada slot kali ini. Semoga apa yang kita dapat hari ini dapat kita sematkan dalam hati dan semoga tidak masuk telinga kanan, keluar telinga kiri. Okey, sebelum majlis berakhir diingatkan juga untuk para pelajar membuat pendaftaran di link yang diberikan untuk ahli pembimbingan rakan akademik Kolej Matrikulasi Melaka. Okey, baiklah, saya akhiri ni program kita hari ini dengan serangkap pantun dari Kedah ke Pecahan Sari, beli swasta di Kota Tinggi, selesai sudah tugas diberi, di lain masa bersua lagi. Sekian sahaja untuk hari ini. Terkasar bahasa tersilap bicara, mohon dimaafkan. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sekian, terima kasih.
Salam. Okay, good night. Terima kasih semua. Right, Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Salam.
Terima kasih.
Salam.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.